Robusta coffee grows at altitudes less than 1,500 meters above sea level. For good growth, temperature range of 18 to 27 degrees Celsius is desirable. The rainfall should average 1,200 to 1,500 millimeters per year and well distributed for a period of at least 9 months. Flat or gently sloping terrain is suitable. Robusta coffee grows well on deep, well-drained, fertile, loamy soils, rich in organic matter and exchangeable bases, particularly potassium. For land preparation, prepare the land during dry season and remove forest tree stumps and roots to minimize fungal diseases. Trees are killed 1 year in advance by ring barking, but some can be left to provide shade at a spacing of 15 by 15 meters. Perennial weeds such as couch grass should be removed. It is necessary to till the soil, especially when the coffee will be intercropped with annuals. Carry out suitable soil conservation measures such as contour terraces, bands, grass strips, and cut off drains if the land is sloppy to avoid soil and nutrient loss. Robusta coffee is planted at a spacing of 3 by 3 meters. Dig holes of 60 by 60 centimeters diameter by width. This should be done 3 months before planting. This allows loosening of the soils to allow better water and root penetration. When digging the holes, keep the fertile topsoil separate from the subsoil. Refill the holes with topsoil about a month before planting, and where possible, mix the soil with a 20-liter basin of well-decomposed manure per planting hole. You may add single superphosphate (SSP) fertilizer at 60 grams per hole. Heap the soil over the hole above the general ground level to allow settling that may follow rain. Plant the coffee 2 to 4 weeks after the onset of rains. Water the seedlings immediately after planting. Farmers who wish to raise their own planting materials using seeds or cuttings should seek guidance from UCDA or the National Coffee Research Institute. Obtain planting material from nurseries recommended by the Uganda Coffee Development Authority (UCDA). When planting, open up the center of filled holes sufficiently to take the entire root system of the planting materials. Remove polythene pots before planting. Twisted roots and those protruding beyond the pot soil should be trimmed. Place the plants in the opening with their collars at level with the surrounding soil or slightly higher to allow for some sinking. If soil surrounding the root system has caked, carefully loosen it by breaking to ease water uptake and root development. Protect newly planted coffee from direct sunshine by erecting a temporary shed using suitable materials such as palm leaves, banana leaves, and grass. The shed must not rest on the coffee or interfere with its growth in any way. Regularly inspect the planted field. Mulch coffee gardens with a 15-meter loose layer of straw, banana leaves, grasses, or any other dead plant material. Place the mulch 30 centimeters from the coffee stem to prevent infection with collar rot or attack from ants and termites. Mulching conserves moisture, keeps the weeds low, adds nutrients to the soil, and improves the soil structure and water retaining. Crotalaria and Tephrosia may be planted in continuous lines between every 4th row of coffee and around the edges of the plantation. Plant permanent shade trees at a spacing of 15 by 15 meters. Albizia and Mugavu can be used. Fruit trees such as avocado, mangoes, and jackfruit can also be used. Shed reduces extremes of air and surface soil temperature, air movement in the coffee, and thus minimizes water loss from the coffee trees. Leaves that fall from shed trees act as mulch, and their roots retrieve nutrients leached to the subsoil. Weeds compete with coffee plants for water and nutrients, leading to reduced growth, low yields, and poor quality beans. They may be alternate hosts for coffee pests and diseases. The common weeds in coffee include perennial weeds such as corchgrass, stargrass, speargrass, oxalis, and nutgrass, and annual weeds such as blackjack and gallant soldier. Weed control methods may be mechanical, like digging, or cultural, like mulching. Common herbicides contain glyphosate, 480 grams per liter, at a rate of 3 liters per hectare, or 250 milliliters per 15 liters. A combination of control methods can be used. Alternatively, when using herbicides, follow manufacturer's instructions and avoid spraying on the plant leaves, as this may kill it or significantly retard its growth. While intercropping, cover crops like soybeans, groundnuts, and non-climbing phaseolus beans can be intercropped in newly planted coffee. Confine the intercrop to the central 2 meters of the interrows. 2 crops of these intercrops can be grown per year during the first 2 years. Coffee can be intercropped with bananas until coffee is trained in a multiple system by bending and pegging down 6 months old trees to about 45 degrees to stimulate production of suckers. Bend the coffee plants along rows. Select 3 suckers to form the future bearing stems. The first selected sucker should be about 20 centimeters from the ground level and the others at the next nodes. Remove the peg. When the selected suckers are about 30 centimeters tall, nitrogen fertilizers is applied to young coffee to increase vegetative growth until production, when balanced nutrition is required for vegetative growth and crop production. Calcium ammonium nitrate (CNA) is applied where pH is less than 5.4. Apply ammonium sulfate nitrate (ASN) or ammonium sulfate (AS) or NPK where the pH is more than 5.4. Annual alternation between CNA and ASN or AS or NPK maintains desirable pH range. Use 26% N fertilizer. Apply 75 grams per tree per rain season for newly planted coffee. Apply 250 grams per tree per season for trees that are more than 2 years old. Apply the fertilizer around the trees at the beginning of the rains within the areas of feeder roots, but not touching any part of the tree, especially the leaves. Commonly, the area of feeder roots is that under the canopy. Increase the rate if coffee trees show general yellowing of leaves, indicating nitrogen deficiency. If trees continue to show deficiency, carry out soil and leaf analysis to determine the nutrient lacking and for appropriate correction. The analyses are carried out at Makerere University and the National Agricultural Research Laboratories in Kawanda. For pruning and stumping, Remove unwanted stems or suckers using a secateur or pruning saw. Also remove dead primary branches and the skirt of lower primary branches touching the soil surface to reduce pest invasion from the soil. Stamp the coffee after 5 to 6 years of cropping to renew the stem cycle. When harvesting, pick only brick red ripe berries and dry them on a raised platform, coffee wire trays or tarpaulin. Inclusion of green or black fruits during harvesting lowers the quality of coffee. Strip off and dry separately all black and yellow or unripe berries at the end of every picking season to minimize pests and diseases